Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I don't normally make tips and advice videos, but I've really been thinking about how I could contribute to helping you guys possibly plan out your islands and help plan your themes a little bit more easily. So hopefully this helps you, and if not, I hope you enjoy this anyways. Basically, the way that I am able to make my islands more cohesive and plan them out a little more easily is by picking villagers' houses based on my current theme. Of course, I know that not everyone is going to prefer this method, and that's a-okay. Whether you want to do this or not, it's totally up to you. But for me, I found that this helps me find a lot of really underrated villagers that I've ended up really liking, and I also just think that it's a great way to find new villagers whenever you start on new themes, and just overall it's super fun. So I get that sounds kind of ridiculous, but for me, I really like to have a cohesive theme, and I know not everyone likes that, so of course you don't have to have a cohesive theme or even a theme at all. But I'm just making this video for whoever is looking for it, for whoever it helps. So yeah, before we begin, I do want to say that there are 397 villagers on the game, so I was not able to fit all the villagers into this video. Again, don't come for me if you don't like this method or you don't find this helpful. I'm sorry, this is just how I do this. So if you do enjoy this and you do find this helpful, make sure to give this video a like and also subscribe if you do enjoy my content, because it really helps my channel, so I really would appreciate it. But let's go ahead and just get into the video. So first of all, a great site to check out is Nokopedia. A lot of you guys probably already use this, but if you don't, this has pretty much everything you need to know about everything in Animal Crossing, from villagers to bugs to clothing, just everything. So they do have the list of villager houses in New Horizons, and they have all the villagers here, and they show both their exterior and interior, so you can literally find out what all of the villagers' houses look like before you get them. That way you're more informed about what it's going to be like when they come in. If you are into planning, some people like to be surprised, and I get that. As you can see, there's so many different types of villagers, and a lot of their houses do come with sort of a theme, so it's really nice for people who do enjoy doing themes, and it does help them. So I made a little slideshow of a bunch of villager houses that stood out to me, and I sort of sectioned them off into different themes. And also, like I said, there are 397 villagers on the game, so I just picked a handful for each theme, and I can already see a bunch of comments being like, for Fairy Core, like, why is Julian not on there? Why is Judy not on there? The only reason is I just couldn't fit them. I couldn't fit everyone, so I just chose a bunch of houses that stood out to me. Also, don't roast my slideshow. I know that some of the sizing here is a bit off, but it's okay. It's fine. You get the gist. For Fairy Core, we have Etoile, Renee, Anacotti, Becky, Chelsea, Bianca, Biddy, Blue Bear, Candy, and Chai. So when I think of Fairy Core, I just think of lots of pinks, purples, blues, just really pretty colors that are sort of pastel and stand out together. That's just what I think of when I think of Fairy Core, and yeah, I don't know, I just think they have like such pretty houses that just any house that looks like it can be in a fairy garden is just perfect, and I think all of these could work for different takes on Fairy Core, so yeah. And the next one is another big one that a lot of people really love, which is Cottagecore. I'm gonna be honest, I've never done Cottagecore, so I'm sorry if these are not very good, but when I think of Cottagecore, I think of like neutrals and really chill, cozy houses. So the villagers I chose for this one were Admiral, Bee, Bettina, Bonbon, Egbert, and Sally. I think some of these villagers are very underrated, so I thought they fit really well in this little category, and I don't know, I just think their houses are just so cute, and depending on what kind of take you're doing for Cottagecore, I think some of these could definitely work. Next one is natural/forest core, which is really similar to cottagecore. I feel like sometimes it's just another name for cottagecore. I know this one kind of interchanges a lot between forest core and cottagecore, but I feel like they're a little bit different, so I wanted to kind of make a different section for it, and the ones I chose for this are Agnes, Alfonso, Anchovy, Bones, Boomer, Callie, and Camo Frog. So I don't know, when I think of forest core, I think of like houses that I would find out in the middle, a rural place. Kind of the name totally explains it. I feel like forest core has like a lot of greens and a lot of neutral tones, also like cottagecore, but more so like outdoorsy sort of. Some of these villagers are quite underrated, and I think they would go really well for forest core or just a natural core in general. So the next one is my favorite theme, as most of you know, Tropicore, or also known as just tropical. So the villagers I chose for this one were Alice, Annabelle, Annalise, Audie, Bengal, Bud, Flora, June, and Cherie. And some of these I had on my tropical island, some of these I didn't. I just think the beach huts go really well with tropical islands, and I really don't have much to say about it. I just think beach huts work really well for it, and obviously you can have just any bright colored house be a great tropicore house, but I found it really awesome whenever I used a lot of beach huts because I felt like it was very cohesive, and having like the same house type is also really cool. And I know it's not always possible depending on what kind of personalities you're looking for, but the beach huts are really great for tropical. So the next one is for sort of like a Zen themed island. I think these all work really well. So the villagers I chose for these were Annalisa, Benjamin, Billy, Blanche, Drago, Gladys, Chow, Coco, Cousteau, Cranston, and Genji. I have a lot on this one because there's so many Zen styled houses, but I thought these looked really nice. I really like the Zen theme and I really want to do it at some point, so I will definitely be using this as a guide for myself. So I know that there were a lot that just didn't fit in here, but these are just the few that stood out to me that I could fit in. Next one is Citycore. This one is a little bit harder for me, and I'm a little unsure about these because Citycore I feel like is the hardest theme for me. I would love to try it at some point. I apologize if these houses don't look very Citycore, but when I think of Citycore, I think of sort of more like the neighborhood looking houses but with the darker tones, if that makes sense. So the villagers I have for this are Al, Dottie, Eugene, Gloria, Roscoe, and Samson. Of course you can do whatever type of house because there's so many different types of houses in a real city, so I feel like you could do just about anything for Citycore. Next one is fall or winter core. So there are a lot of villagers with log cabins in the game, and I feel like around fall, winter time, I really enjoyed using villagers who had log cabins. So these are just a few. There's definitely a lot more than this, but the few that I picked out were Amelia, Bo, Bill, Biscuit, and Canberra. Whenever I think of like fall winter islands, I think of like super cozy. These can also work for like lake core and all types of other kinds of themes, but I thought that these villagers had some really cute houses. And also Candy, who is in Fairy Core, has like a pink log cabin, so you can definitely mix and match. Next one is Kidcore. I know this one's very popular, and when I think of Kidcore, I obviously think of like bright colors, anything super colorful, almost circus looking, I guess, if that makes sense. So for Kidcore, I chose Agent S, Astrid, Bob, Sandy, and Ricky. I know that some of these villagers may not look very Kidcore, but I feel like their houses can work very well for Kidcore, so there's definitely a lot of better ones, but Astrid I feel like is one that I don't see a lot, and I don't know if people have used her a lot in Kidcore, but yeah, I just think of like bright colors, and again, these are just a handful. There's so many better ones that I'm sure you guys could find on your own. And the last one I have are neighborhood houses, which I put that they're great for spring core because I don't know why, I just feel like I think of spring core when I see houses like this. And I know it's really weird to see a penguin with a spring core house, but like I said, this is about their houses, not the villager itself. So I know it's really weird, but we have Aurora, Ava, Blair, and Daisy for spring core, which Daisy is of course extremely spring core. So yeah guys, that's all I got for pretty much it for the video. I know this was a very short and simplistic video, but I feel like it might be helpful for some people, especially new players who are starting out the game, who may not be as familiar with some of the villagers and their houses. Like I said, this was all based off of their houses and not the villagers themselves. I know that there's a lot more kid core and tropic core and all kinds of core themed villagers that work really well, and if you disagree, that's totally fine. Just please don't be hateful about it, and comment down below and tell me what theme is your favorite. This was kind of a more simple, chill, relaxed video, so I get a lot of questions on how I plan my islands, so this is a big part of how I do plan my islands, and I hope this was somewhat helpful for you, and I hope this answered a few of your questions, because I did get a lot of questions like this. Yeah, I don't know, there's no right way to plan an island or choose your villagers. Again, if you guys did enjoy this, make sure to like and subscribe, as it helps me so much. And thank you guys all so much for all your support, and if you watched this all the way through, I really appreciate you, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye!